Yeah.
Yeah. What up, everybody? It's NYM per X, aka Ardyn X, so you can just call me X, but it's your boy. Yeah, your boy. And this dusty motherfucker right here is
Simple man of simple pleasures, otherwise known as the Moose King, but that's just me, and we are the Dust Budnies!
Huh?
I am so excited to finally get back into this. Episode Ardyn is something I have wanted for a long time, and Square did an awesome thing where originally when they started making their DLC, right?
Keep talking, I don't want them to hear me spit. I got you, brother.
So essentially what happened was back in the day when the DLC started coming out for Final Fantasy 15, they started pushing a quiz out there, right? And it was, what did you want to see in the next set of DLC? And they let people choose what they wanted to see next. Ardyn was the one that won the first one. People wanted to see Ardyn, Luna, and we were supposed to get a Noctis DLC chapter, but unfortunately, with how the game was handled at release, and it's unfortunate, it was an unfortunate loss for Square because this game did not live up to the expectations that they needed it to live up to. So unfortunately, they cut the development cycle relatively short. This had planned DLC going as far as the rest of this year into even next year, perhaps, and the game's already 3 years old. This is
Oh my god, it's 3 years old already?
2016. Yep.
You telling me my godson was only 2 going on 3 when this came out?
Mm-hmm. Copyright 2016.
Yo,
This
you're
game is
old,
3.
bro.
I know, right? I've been old for a fucking minute. That's like 3 whole times you've been 21 as well, man.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I'm 21 for the 7th time.
I'm telling you.
I'm going for my 8th time around on,
In July?
yeah.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Enjoy it. Being 21 is a hard thing to do, but I bet, you know, you've done it a few times already. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But
Plus,
yeah.
You see, he's all excited for this. I'm excited because as of today, we are officially 2 weeks from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Today, yeah, at the time of recording, yeah, we are literally 2 weeks from Game of Thrones. Oh, all right. All right, let's see. Because I actually watched the anime prequel that takes place before this. You have not. But it essentially encapsulates a lot of what we're going to see here, from my understanding.
Okay.
Or rather, is this going to be his... Yeah, you know what? Let's see. Let's just fucking see, because it looks like we're going to be going up against...
Let's find out.
Well, what I think... I think I figured out the miss problem that I was having in the trailer, which is that this is going to be Ardyn fighting in present time against a young Regis, is what it is. Yeah, which would make sense. You know, because you have to understand, Regis, the reason why he looks so old, he's not actually that old. He's barely in his 40s. But the problem is keeping up the barrier around... I always forget the name of the city. Insomnia. Keeping the barrier up around Insomnia and keeping the crystal powered sucks life out of him. So that's why he looks so much older than he really is. Oh, this is all going to take place while he's waiting in Chapter 13. Wow. Okay, let's do this. What better time to reflect on your past than while you're sitting waiting for the protagonist to show up?
Does he finally die at the end of 15?
Ardyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, he dies not only physically but spiritually, and that was the only way to kill him, is to actually kill his spirit.
Thanks to Noctis, right?
Noctis. The King of Kings has to sacrifice himself and his bloodline in order to rid the world
Oh,
of the
he
spirit
is
that
King
him.
of Kings, that's right.
Yep. Having turned the Empire to shambles and shrouded the world in darkness, Ardyn, erstwhile healer of those who ailed, now sits atop the Lucian throne, denied him by the crystal some 2 millennia ago. 2,000 years he's been planning this.
What, to get his throne back?
Yeah. He had to wait for the King of Kings. Bahamut's prophecy is not to be fucked with.
And what happens if you fuck with it?
You don't. It's Bahamut. He is the god of your gods in this one. He is your Alpha Omega.
But what if you do?
Right? But what if? Just throwing a little tiny screw nut in there. What if?
Because, I mean, according to Assassin's Creed...
Right, yeah, right? Man. It was actually one of my favorite things about this game is they bring a more realized version of the Knights of the Round Table summon that you got back in Final Fantasy VII, which is regarded as actually one of the longest attack cutscenes in gaming history. But it was something you earned from doing a shit ton of different things, and it would kill literally anything you fought.
Yo, what's going on with Final Fantasy VII? When are we getting that?
That remake?
Because they were supposed to do that for PS4 generation.
Yes.
We already know we're reaching the end of the PS4 life cycle.
Yes.
And not for nothing, but even with the PS4 life cycle, they still haven't even finished Final Fantasy VII. And that was supposed to be episodic.
Yes, it's going to be episodic. But you have to understand, if we go disc by disc, that's still a huge fucking game, man.
No, I know.
We'll have to play Final Fantasy VII on the channel, because I got it for the Switch.
Really?
Yes, we'll have to play it. Ooh, here we go. Circa 766.
Long ago,
Cirque du Soleil.
there lived a man, blessed by the
Yeah,
gods
so what was
and
that you were trying
revered
to
by
tell
the
me?
people as their
Oh,
savior.
now, right? Now I gotta
Damn right.
Now I gotta shut up. But what happened
His
when I was watching
name
all
was
those trailers, man?
Ardyn Lucius
When I was singing.
Kylam,
Give me a break.
and
Give me a
he
break.
was to have
Break
served
me up
as the
a piece of
first
that
king
cake,
of
get it
Lucis.
First king.
So was he supposed to be King of Kings?
He was who? Ardyn?
Yeah.
No, he was supposed to be the first king of the Lucius Kylan bloodline.
So how is not King of Kings?
Got many generations down. It took that long. Yeah, let's go.
Tension between the two countries remains high, with neither nation showing signs of backing down.
10 years
In
prior.
other news, a member of the Border Patrol has been reported MIA since sometime before dawn this morning. The missing officer has been identified as 28-year-old Mars Sapientia. Although Officer Sapientia allegedly reported for duty at his appointed time, fellow officers say he disappeared soon after and has not been sighted since.
I think that's
Officer
the asshole from
Sapientia is a
Kingsglaive.
tall, fair-skinned male and was last seen wearing his Border Patrol fatigues. Anyone with information on Officer Sapientia's whereabouts
there was an
are
asshole
requested to
that looks a
contact the
lot
Crown
like the
City
dude that
Police
Ardyn's pretending to be right now. In the Kingsglaive movie.
And now a word from the Public Information Bureau.
Yeah, same
Today
uniform,
marks the
everything. He was at the
anniversary
front
of
of
the
the Border
founding
Patrol
of the
too.
Kingdom of Lucis.
I'll check
The
the name of
Founders
that
Day
because it might
Committee
be.
has prepared a number
Knowing this
of
fucking series, it might be.
auspicious occasion, including a parade around the Citadel, as well as a statue of the Founder King himself. All are welcome and encouraged to participate in today's festivities.
And shit's
This
gonna get
has
funky.
been a message from the Public Information Bureau.
What about you?
Now, on to the weather.
Shouldn't you be looking for your buddy?
Today in the Crown City, we expect mild
Oh,
and sunny
no.
weather with nothing but blue skies.
I'm on
The
special
Borderlands may
assignment.
experience some inclement weather, starting in the evening and continuing throughout the night. That concludes today's news and weather.
Alright, finally in Insomnia. Ardyn Lucius Kylan at your service.
Home, sweet home at last.
Welcome to the
City
Founders
Center.
Day Festival.
Okay.
In a moment, the parade will begin making its way through the city.
Return of the
King Regis
Savior.
is scheduled to participate in the
Nice.
festivities, circling the Citadel alongside the statue of the Founder King, Somnus Lucis Kylam.
It's to celebrate the founder nonetheless. Oh my god.
Omnus built on the back of his own flesh and blood. Just look at them, free of care and unaware of the war beyond their wall.
Truth. Shit was going on crazy outside right now. Niflheim was taking over places left and right.
In order to ensure the safety of all festival goers, we ask that you please follow all staff instructions. Vehicular access will also be limited in some areas around the Citadel for the festival's duration. In addition, traffic will be stopped entirely during the parade. We thank you for your cooperation.
What need is there to worry when brick and mortar blinds them to the suffering outside?
And you know, magic
Why
shit.
venture out into the world when you feel
Oh no! The one spot that I walked to that actually interrupts us talking. That.
now? Let the fireworks begin!
Right, let's go. Yes. Oh, yes.
Cursed be the waving wings of the gods.
So 10 years prior to the actual attack from Insomnia, Ardyn launches an attack inside. Why? Why wasn't that a bigger deal? Let's find out. Chapter 1, Darkness Awakens. Oh, good. So it's an actual... Okay, so this DLC has actual chapters. That's new. Ignis had like a straight barrel one. Oh.
Ardyn. Oh, Ardyn. You can't expect me to believe that.
Oh, but I do. You have my word.
Well, in that case... You look exhausted, my love. Are you all right?
Yes.
I am.
First oracle.
The gods bless me with a power and a purpose to cure people of what ails them. I must see their will be done.
Your devotion shall not go unnoticed. The gods will doubtless be watching over you.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part. The gods gave him the
Just
power
as
to take the
I
Star Scourge.
shall be watching over you every step of the way. It seems to me the cure for your exhaustion is comprised of two things, one of which is rest.
Oh? And the other?
Is me.
Oh, Era, pray be with me, always.
This kind of gives a little more motivation for why he would want Noctis to wed Luna Freya later on. Wed her so he can take her away, kind of thing. The same way he was stripped of her. Alright.
He's alive. Just as the ancient texts told.
Who?
Take him away.
Where'd all the chains go?
They disappeared. Oh, this is the place where Ignis actually fought him. Interesting that he choose to go back here of all places.
Doesn't look like he chose to be there.
No, he was locked up. He was locked up. If I recall correctly, it was actually his brother Somnus who locked him up after their first big clash.
Don't touch me.
Kind of too late. You're kind of using them to walk.
They touched him in his yo-yo place.
Status report. Everything is fine here.
Roger that. We'll transport the subject to your location.
And we'll have the medical team ready as planned.
These are Niflheim soldiers before they were turned into horrible demons. Well, demon machines.
What's the situation over there?
Nothing to report. We're just...
Adagium sighted!
Adagium?
Get it back in the cell, no matter what. We can't let that thing off this island.
Stop. Cease this. Cease this.
At once!
Ardyn enters overkill when his HP falls to 0, while in his undying state his attacks deal more damage, but his maximum HP falls every time he uses his ability. When Ardyn's attack speed falls to 0, the game is over. Man who can't die, dies. Jesus! Fighting against the Kings. attack with your arsenal of arms. Hold circle to blitz the enemy with consecutive attacks. Okay.
Enough!
Still takes the sting. Okay.
Enough!
He still summon his arms though, so that's something. Crossbow! Press square dodge, hold square to quickly shadow step. Whoa! Alright, I was not expecting to be able to move that yet. But yet here I am. Oh, I can get those.
Out of my way!
Oh! I'll take it. I will take it. Land 5 successful strikes to perform a finisher and create an opening of Demonify. Whee! So all his flow attacks are relative to... Interesting. Okay. I will take it.
Enough!
Enemies vulnerable, demonify them and harvest their life force! I'm gonna put out a snack real quick.
What sins must I atone?
These memories.
Sure enough did.
Big hit. Right?
Could they be? Yes. I didn't purge him of the scourge. I bestowed it upon him.
Incredible. His power's unbelievable. Hey!
I know that last name. It's a Niflheim High Lord. I remember
Usually
that.
you guys are used to seeing us like all happy and funny, but this one's more like story. Like I'm trying to get all of it, you know? So
I'm soaking this shit up like a fucking sponge. Call me SpongeBob. Eminent magitechnological expert Versio Besithia steals away to the umbral isle of Angelgard and absconds with Lucius's darkest secret, Adagium. He escorts the subject back to one of the Empire's magitech research facilities for further study. Now, interestingly enough, Niflheim is one of those areas of the map we never actually got to explore, right? It was like one of those, oh, you're passing through on a train and you get to see it. It's pretty cool, right? But people, when they were breaking the boundaries of the game, they found out that most of the area is actually solid and walkable. So we were curious as to why they never gave us more of a Niflheim area to explore. You know, it fits in perfect contrast with where we were when we started, because it's all snowy and shit. Let's see. So Ardyn's been awake for 200 years. He was locked away for 1,800 worth of those years. So he hasn't been at this too long then. They had him locked up for that long. Illusory truth.
Era.
Somnus.
Forgive me, brother, but the throne seats only one.
Era! Gods, no!
Ardyn.
There's a dog on my butt.
Haha. Why was he there?
This is where he got dragged to.
Oh no, the dog.
Oh.
Ardyn Azunia.
She smells
Chief
my shit.
Vistifia
Well,
would like
you know,
to see you.
I may have pooped my shit. With excitement.
Sure.
Oh, that's right, because... Ah, okay, so this makes... Okay, now this is starting to make a little more sense, right? So part of the things we find out when we got to Niflheim the first time was that... Oh, good journals. Yes, thank you. We found out that they were using Ardyn's darkness, essentially, for lack of a better term, to make the Niflheim army, right? To corrupt the people, turn them into demons and all that. And originally it was thought that, you know, Ardyn was just simply working with them in that regard.
Nothing
but this
here
is now
to
telling us
interest
that
me.
while he was being recuperated here after getting freed out of that area, that they were using him initially. So it went from them using him to him using them later. And
Might as well head out.
Oh wait, there's things to read. Oh wait, I can't.
Yes, you can.
There we go. Items. Nope, I don't need super restoratives. I need archives. Things. I don't want. There it is. A sword that has stayed at Ardyn's side for roughly 2,000 years, flying forth at his command. One half of a pair, the Rakshasa blade, was forged alongside the blade of the Mystic, beloved glaive of Ardyn's younger brother, Somnus Lucius Kylum. Both blades possess different properties, forming a devastating, destructive arsenal when wielded together. While one can assume both swords were imbued with the hope that the brothers Kylum would rule in tandem, envy and ambition ultimately tore the two apart. What an asshole. 716 journal entry. I was but a boy when I saw my first demon, a wild canine run afoul of the Plasmodia. The fear that should have consumed me was itself engulfed by an intense excitement, much like the dark miasma that spreads across the land and blots out any trace of light or life. Light or life. Those words. Some might deem me a madman, vilifying me for researching a wicked plague that brings naught but death. However, be it the magic technology of old or the daemons of our day, understanding that which we fear is a vital step toward enlightenment. No greater thing to fear than a man truly dedicated to his work like that. The plague that ravaged our star centuries ago died out for a time, and went all knowledge of the monsters it spawned. Yet since the discovery of a mutant strain of Plasmodia here on our very soil, that ominous word has re-entered our lexicon. Daemon. What caused this scourge to resurge? I hypothesize that it began with the rise of our population that began in the latter half of this millennium. While the adoption of meta technology has vastly improved life for citizens across the Empire, the territorial expansion it enabled may also have reacted Plasmodia that remained dormant for that many years ago. Okay. If so, then the true spread of the Star Scourge may have only just begun. So what caused a resurgence then? Because because the Star Scourge started coming back. Luna had to go out and start healing people, much in the same way that Ardyn used to. Which is still a weird custom when you think about it, because they let the oracles still do the healing like he used to do. But it still infects them the same way.
It cracks me up to walk by these soldiers and not feel like you have to attack them.
I dare say this outfit wasn't tailor-made.
He's still a human though, so he's at least relatively half decent.
I definitely want to play this game, but the problem is you said I have to buy what, Royal Edition?
Get the Royal Edition, and all those DLC extra chapters will fill you.
But it's just an unlock, right? Because I can
Not
still
the
use
most
my regular
enthralling
disc.
view.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You still get your regular disc.
Not the most enthralling view.
When I get some money.
Not the most enthralling view.
Muscle stimulant. Ah yes, muscle stimulants.
Well, what I liked about this game is it had a lot of Kingdom Hearts things added to it. You know, so I was like, oh, this Final Fantasy game I could play. And then my glitch happened.
Yeah, right. Being one of the only people in the world who didn't get it. Like one of 5. You can find more. I believe in you.
No, that's not fair. Why I gotta be one of those 5?
Although I long dismissed it as some foolish fairy tale, the recent discovery of an ancient text tucked away in one of the kingdom's royal tombs has convinced me. Adagium is real. According to the tomb, this inhuman entity born of the darkness has lived in the shadows of Angel God for some 2 millennia. Perhaps the Lucians feared its supposed superhuman strength and potential for destruction. Yet to let such power go untapped would be incredibly wasteful. The military may have scoffed at us researchers for the lack of tangible progress on our magitech infantry and demonic studies. But if we harvest this immortal monster and harness the secrets it holds, we may indeed laugh last. That's fucked up. So not only did the Lucius Kylan bloodline seal away Ardyn, they sealed him away in their future enemy territory. That's fucked up.
Come, have a seat.
You know what I think that is?
The young version of that emperor name?
No. A young version of Prompto's father, because he was in this whole magitech business. He was all about, bringing the Star Scourge and making the daemons and all that. So I think that might just be a younger him.
Gods above, we thank you for the bounty you have laid before us.
Don't want your food getting cold, do you?
Hey, shut up.
Right? But even after all that, still making a simple prayer like that.
Are you enjoying your stay?
No.
You've been asleep for years. Learning to appreciate the waking world will take time. Perhaps I can help enlighten you while we dine.
Oh, yay! Text things! I want to know about me! Hey! Tell me about me! Hey! It's all about...
Was your examination of me a fruitful one?
Oh yes, you've proven far more fascinating than expected. No wonder they kept you locked away. To think the powers of a demon could dwell within the heart of a man, it's incredible. The Star Scourge doesn't sap your life force, it gives you more. Your cells can regenerate themselves, and you can demonify other life forms as well. There's no doubt you are
a monster.
Not a monster, a marvel. I can't wait to unravel all your mysteries.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up! Let's talk about food. I like food. Food is delicious.
What is this food?
Meat, cloned in this facility.
Cloned?
We cultivated somatic cells, used them as donors to fuse the nucleus transplant cells to the recipient oocytes, and then we...
Enough! I've no ear for the ramblings of a lunatic.
I mean, he comes from a different time.
How long has it been since you brought me here?
204 days. Roughly 7 months or so.
Damn.
Then again, the Lucians had you locked away in that prison for nearly 2 millennia. I'd be more surprised if you hadn't lost all concept of time. You must loathe those Lucians for what they did to you.
What is it you want from me, anyhow? What about me interests you so?
You said it yourself, didn't you? You were chosen by the gods. And frankly, with powers like yours, I'd say you're nearly a god in your own right. We need those powers that you possess. With your strength on our side, we could finally put an end to the gruesome war with Lucis. You too must desire the fall of the kingdom that cast you into exile.
My desires are all in the past.
The man who wronged you may have died long ago, but his descendants live on to this day. Surely you must bear them some feelings of ill will.
My feelings are none of your concern.
Come along.
Right, there's stuff though. I want to pick it up. If it's a penny, have good luck. No, it's not a penny. Damn. But in the meantime, guys, brush that dust off your shoulders, brush that dust off that beautiful ass subscribe button. If you really like what we do here, then comment, read a little link in that bell, and drop us a tip on Patreon. Watch for the dust following these sprawling credits, and we will definitely see you guys in the next episode of this. Peace.
Bye, bitches.
So much new info.
Lucius Calum.
Right? Wait, Calum! No! Lucius Kylum.
Lucius Calum.
No!